Oh man. Hey, what's up? It's Nerve. So, in light of World War II having actual military divisions as pretty much the new created class system, on top of my desire for Black Ops 3 to be more militaristic, we'll say, I decided to start creating my own challenges. Because let's face it, I mean, Treyarchs typically are pretty trash or sweaty, so I wanted to come up with my own just to have some fun. So I came up with 3 different divisions based on the score streaks. Airborne, Infantry, and AI. AI obviously is not a real military division, but probably in the future it will be. So with the Airborne division, I wanted to have all of the controllable airborne streaks. And that was my only death in the game, in this match. And it was from a wraparound corner, gravity spike, but my body did land in front of a camper, so that was pretty funny. And this dude, I don't know how he didn't see me, but I was able to get the kills, so it works for me. But yeah, the airborne streaks, they're all the controllable ones, the only controllable airborne streaks. So it's the Dart, the Talon, and the Mother Shit. I'm pretty confident I would have gotten them all in this one match, but I joined a little bit late, and it's Nuketown, so the matches go pretty quick. So I ended up going 21-1 in this match, so I figured I'd go ahead and share the gameplay, but the match after this is the one where I actually got all the streaks. And I enjoyed that match a little more because it wasn't so quick and congested. But yeah, so the Airborne with those 3 controllable streaks, I had actually tried before. I was going to use Wraith, but then I was like, well, it's not controllable, I may as well just use the Dart instead, and I ended up liking it better. And besides, I used the Wraith with the AI division, which was Wraith, Raps, and shit, what was the other one? GI unit. That gameplay was much shorter, so it'll either be a short gameplay or I'll add some more footage to it or something, but that was actually the quickest and easiest. The Infantry division is all the ground-based controllable streaks, so I did RC, Sentry, and Cerberus, which that one, I mean, it's not difficult to get, so I got it several times in several matches, and it just wasn't as fun as I hoped it would have been. I mean, there again, I mean, it's not much fun trying to control a Sentry. And the RC, it kind of sucks. I mean, sometimes you'll get a really cool quad feed or something with it, but so that one will probably be another either shorter gameplay or kind of a mixed gameplay. I'm not sure. But also in this match, as you'll see, I'm using a class setup. It's like a sniping hybrid setup. I'm not huge on sniping. It's fun sometimes, and I think anyone would agree that when you get some cool shots with a sniper or some clips, it's a nice feeling. It's cool, but at the same time, I don't like sniping up close. I know that there's some people that snipe all the time. A lot of YouTubers are good at that, but it's just not really my thing. You know, if I put more time into practicing and whatnot, I could probably get better at it. But I feel like this class setup is more catered to my playstyle. So basically, I have the sniper as my main gun, and then I think it's Overkill, where you're able to use a primary weapon as your secondary, and I just have a plain old Kuda with an ELO sight. But you know, as you'll see in the gameplay, it works out great because at distance or at range, when I'm you know, farther away from enemies on the map, presumably, I'll just use the sniper rifle. But when I get into where I think I'm going to have a more close quarters engagement, I'll switch over to the Kuda. So it's been a really fun class. So anyone that's kind of hesitant about sniping, or you know, you don't want to get into close quarters engagements and have to change to a pistol or something you're not quite as comfortable with, I mean, give this class a shot. It's a pretty good setup, so I'm enjoying it. Yeah, and then here, going for the Dart, you know, I was so focused on making sure that I had clearance where I was first launching it, so I didn't screw up like I did last time, that I wasn't paying attention to the fact that when you launch the Dart, you have about, I don't know, 3 seconds before you actually control it. So I steered it directly into a tree, but this time I laughed. It was just funny. I was like, screw it, I'll just try and get another Dart, and I did end up getting a second dart just in time, because as the match was winding down, I already had the mothership, but I had yet to get my controlled dart kills, so I wanted to make sure I got that before I switched to the mothership. So, and one other thing that I wanted to touch on very briefly, was the fact that the World War II servers are going to be 60 hertz. Which, in doing some research, I'm not sure that any Call of Duty game has ever been 60 hertz online. And so it's actually a big deal for Call of Duty, because there's a YouTuber that I watch named Battle Nonsense, and he's extremely knowledgeable. And basically what he does, he takes first-person games and he breaks down everything about their netcode and their online reliability, and he compares all the statistics. I mean, it's a very thorough, and I guess you would consider it a scientific type study of the way that these games work. And the sad thing is, Call of Duty consistently comes in last place in all of his testing, which to me is pathetic, because Call of Duty is the most successful of the first-person FPS games on the market. I mean, they're the most successful, so I don't understand why they don't invest more money into their product. However, plain as day, 60 hertz is going to be basically 3 times less laggy. Right now, the Call of Duty servers are usually about 20 hertz. So what that leads to is more hit detection problems, more lag issues, the wraparound corner type problems with bullets. So if you can imagine that, a game that's 3 times more efficient, I'm just getting more and more stoked about World War II every day. I mean, people are still crying and bitching and moaning about quote-unquote historical inaccuracy, but the multiplayer, again, has always been more about you and your story. So as long as they don't introduce too much cringy bullshit, I'm still excited to play it. Hopefully we get a beta on PC, but I don't know if that's going to happen. Anyway, this gameplay is winding down. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll catch you next time. Peace.